It was 200 AD. A Roman soldier laid in a field hospital outside Carthage, 3 days without sleep. The battle was over, but his body didn't know it. The camp physician had seen this before. He reached for a clay jar on his shelf, measured out a portion of dried root, steeped it in hot water, and handed it to the soldier. Within the hour, the man was asleep. The physician was following instructions written by Galen, the greatest doctor the Roman Empire ever produced. And Galen himself was building on knowledge recorded by Hippocrates 200 years before him. This is the story of Valerian. The remedy Hippocrates wrote down, Galen prescribed, and somewhere along the way we forgot where it came from. The name tells you everything. Valerian comes from the Latin valere, to be strong, to be healthy. The Romans didn't name things carelessly. Hippocrates was the first to write it down. The father of medicine documented Valerian's properties in ancient Greece, its ability to calm the mind and ease the body into sleep. When Rome absorbed Greek knowledge, Galen, the empire's greatest physician, took it further. In the 2nd century AD, he prescribed Valerian specifically for insomnia, not as a last resort, but as the standard remedy. For 500 years it moved through the Roman world. Then Rome fell. But Valerian didn't. Medieval Europe called it all heal. Not because healers were careless with language, because it genuinely worked across conditions. Insomnia, nervous disorders, cramps, epilepsy. The 16th century herbalist John Gerard wrote that his contemporaries found Valerian excellent for those burdened with anxiety and troubled sleep. In northern England and Scotland, it was so trusted that people said no broth or medicine was worth anything without it. Then came Nicholas Culpeper, the 17th century apothecary who changed everything. The medical establishment of his day kept herbal knowledge locked in Latin texts, accessible only to wealthy physicians and educated clergy. Culpeper considered this a crime against ordinary people. In 1652, he published his complete Herbal in plain English, deliberately putting centuries of botanical knowledge into the hands of anyone who could read. The physicians were furious. They called him a quack, a radical, a danger to public health. Culpeper didn't care. He classified Valerian under the influence of mercury in his system. Mercury governed the nervous system and the mind. Herbs under mercury treated anxiety, sleeplessness, mental exhaustion. He wasn't using astrology carelessly. He was using the only scientific framework available to him. And his conclusions about Valerian were correct. His Herbal became one of the most widely read books in the English-speaking world. Ordinary people, frontier families, ship surgeons, they all used it. Valerian's reputation survived because Culpeper refused to keep it secret. By the 19th century, every apothecary kept it in stock, not as a specialty item, but as a staple. Now let's take a closer look. What makes Valerian work? The root contains valerianic acid, a compound that acts directly on GABA receptors in the brain. GABA is the neurotransmitter responsible for calming nerve activity. Modern sedatives, including prescription benzodiazepines, work on the same receptor system. Valerian reaches the same destination through a different door, without the addiction risk, without the pharmaceutical side effects. Hippocrates couldn't name valerianic acid. Galen had never heard of GABA receptors, but they knew exactly what Valerian did. 2,000 years of empirical observation doesn't lie. Valerian grows across Europe and Asia, and now across North America. It can reach 6 feet tall, a towering plant with delicate white and pink flowers that smell faintly sweet. The root is a different story entirely. Thick, gnarled, earthy, and when dried, it produces one of the most distinctive smells in the plant world. Some find it unpleasant. Apothecaries found it unmistakable. What they used was the rhizome, the underground stem system, dried and prepared as a tea, a tincture, or a powder. The 19th century apothecary knew it in all 3 forms. Each had its purpose. The oldest and most common preparation was simple Valerian tea. 1 teaspoon of dried valerian root steeped in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. Taken 30 minutes before sleep. Every apothecary from London to Rome recommended this. The taste was earthy and strong, sometimes mixed with lemon balm or honey to make it more palatable. The effect was gradual, a gentle unwinding of the nervous system. People loved it because it worked. For stronger cases, chronic sleeplessness, severe anxiety, nervous exhaustion, the apothecary prepared a Valerian tincture. The dried root soaked in alcohol for several weeks, then strained, a few drops in water before bed. The alcohol extraction concentrated the active compounds more effectively than water alone. Field surgeons carried Valerian tinctures in their kits, not for wounds, for the psychological aftermath of battle. For anxiety, Valerian rarely was used alone. The standard compound combined Valerian root with lemon balm, another calming herb with a long documented history, simmered together and sweetened with honey. Taken in the evening, the combination worked on multiple levels. Valerian calming nerve activity, while lemon balm eased the restless mind. For elderly patients and children with nervous complaints, the apothecary prepared valerian powder, stirred into warm milk. The dosage was small, 1/4 teaspoon. The milk masked the strong, earthy taste while providing its own calming effect. This preparation appears in 19th century apothecary records across Britain and America. Physicians who would never have called themselves herbalists prescribed it without hesitation. For tension, headaches, and nervous pain, the preparation moved outside the body. Dried valerian root steeped in hot water, the liquid used to soak a cloth compress applied to the forehead and temples. Roman physicians documented this use. It appeared in medieval herbals. It filled 19th century home remedy books, the same preparation across 20 centuries. Now let's look at what modern science has got to say about this valerian. Germany's Commission E, the scientific advisory board responsible for evaluating herbal substances, formally endorsed valerian as an effective mild sedative. One of the most rigorous herbal evaluations in the world, the European Medicines Agency approved valerian root for mild nervous tension and sleep disturbance. Based on multiple randomized controlled trials, sleep studies, and 2,000 years of documented traditional use. The same root Galen prescribed in the 2nd century AD. The same root, the same effect, 2,000 years apart. Science didn't discover valerian, it simply caught up to it. One final word: if you are dealing with serious illness or injury, always see a physician. What you have learned today is history. This root helped Roman soldiers sleep. Culpeper risked his reputation to make sure ordinary people knew about it. For 2,000 years, every apothecary from Athens to Edinburgh kept it on the shelf. The knowledge never disappeared. We just stopped asking where it came from. Until next time, this is Uncle Henry's Lost Remedies.